Is it going? Hi.
Oh, now it's going. Hi.
Hey everybody, welcome to our Tuesday Facebook Live with Amandel JCC. I'm Lindsay Perkins and this is my daughter,
Valerie.
and we are on summer vacation mode, so we thought today we should make strawberry shortcakes. So we're going to wait a few minutes while everyone arrives to class, and I'm just going to sort of organize my ingredients. So we are making strawberry shortcakes on a Tuesday live from West Hartford, Connecticut, and we're so happy you're here. What? That's great. Hi. We're doing our Facebook Live on a Chromebook today because we figured out how to get that going. So if there's any sort of connection issues, just hang tight. And I don't anticipate there will be. Hopefully everyone can hear us. And we will get started in a few minutes. So again, I'm Lindsay Perkins of Lindsay Culinary. And this is Valerie, who is enjoying her first week of summer vacation. Strawberry shortcakes are just one of those classic summer desserts that I've eaten my whole life. Valerie, do you like strawberry shortcake?
Yeah.
Say it to them.
Yes.
What do you like the most about it?
Isn't there like cream or like frosting?
Right, so you can say a little louder because I'm not sure.
I like what's it called?
The whipped cream.
The whipped cream.
Right? So strawberry shortcakes are a biscuit dough, a lightly sweetened biscuit dough that we're going to bake off first. And then we're going to fill with sliced strawberries.
This sounds really good.
This sounds great. Awesome. Hi, Abby. Valerie. Oh,
wait.
Nope. No, just leave it just like that. I don't need to see the comments. Thank you. So as I was saying, we're using a Chromebook today, so hopefully everything is good. And I was just shocked that I figured out the tech part of all of that, so it's good. So hi, everybody. I want to say hello to our friends. Hi, Auntie Kenny. Thanks, Abby. Good. Hello, Joe. So we're gonna get started. Valerie, are you getting a drink?
Well, the fridge isn't closed.
Oh, the fridge wasn't closed. So I guess we'll start sort of going through. I have a bowl of fresh strawberries that I have just rinsed. So I'm setting all that off to the side. That we'll do later. So we're gonna make the shortcakes first. And while those are baking, we're going to whip up the fresh cream and we are going to slice our strawberries. So hopefully it'll all be timed sort of perfectly so that when the biscuits are out of the oven, they're ready. Hey, Waxman's! Woo! Waxman's in the house. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Barb. Oh, I'm so glad you're here today. Hi, Fink Fam. So if anyone is baking along, hopefully you are, you're going to preheat your oven to 450 degrees. Yes, that's quite hot. But that's kind of essential in this recipe. Yep, we're preheating. So it's at 360, so it's going to go all the way up to it says 450 here. Between 425 and 450. We're going to put ours at 425 and we'll see, but it takes a while to do. So why don't you preheat your oven?
It's at 470.
Hi friends at the Amandel JCC. Hello. So we've got our strawberries waiting. We're going to cut them. Valerie, what are you doing?
It's weird.
You goofball. We're feeling very giggly today as we are on our summer vacay. So this is great. I'm so excited that you're here. Thank you for giving up part of your Tuesday to bake along with us. It is a gorgeous day here in our hometown. And yep, so the JCC is posting the ingredient list. I'll go through them too before we start mixing things up. We're going to need 2 cups of flour. We've got there. We're going to need some baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 tablespoon
powder.
Oh, sorry, Perky, you go ahead.
1 tablespoon of baking powder. Oh.
1/4.
1/4 of
cup
of sugar.
Yep, just read it like it's written.
1 tablespoon.
1 teaspoon of salt.
So
the little t on recipes, here's a trick if you're not a seasoned baker. The little t, sometimes you'll see 1 T with a little t, that means teaspoon, and 1 T with an uppercase T, that means tablespoon.
Well, you didn't do that.
Yes, I did. So anyway, so Valerie's, I'm just trying to show her that. So
6
tablespoons of butter, which is about 3/4 of the stick, because in a full stick it's 8 tablespoons. We're also going to need 1 cup of cream. And then we're going to need some additional cream for
6
tablespoons. Oh, she is writing out my chicken scratch. 1 tablespoon, yep.
of powder.
So then we're going to need additional cream to...
Wait, 1 tablespoon of powder.
Yes, just keep writing. It's okay.
It's hard.
I know what we're doing, so we are good.
Oh, it's hard.
So you need additional cream and some powdered sugar and a hand mixer for when we make the whipped cream. But for what we're making now, which is the shortcake, so I'm going to put this off to the side for when we need it. Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Okay, you know what? We're just going to get started. And you guys can catch up if you're just joining on. We're making strawberry shortcakes because it's the summer. All right, so this is a pretty standard biscuit recipe. We're going to combine all of our, our oven's preheated. So we're going to combine our dry ingredients, and then we're going to cut in the butter, and then we're going to add the liquid. So Valerie, do you want to get started?
2 of these.
Yes. So you're going to start, we're going to get right going. 2 cups of flour. Here you go. 2 level cups. We're going to make a double. We're both going to make a batch. Should we both make one? So we can just have shortcakes for days. So great.
Should I do yours?
Sure. So Valerie's going to fill up my mixing bowl and hers. So that's good. You can get a nice level scoop, which is good. It really is fun when you do let your kids bake and take that ownership over a recipe, and the satisfaction that they feel really is, it's palpable. You can feel it immediately, and you just kind of got to let them go. Can I double? Yes, sure, Abby. Double the recipe. Absolutely.
There's some flour on the floor.
That's okay. And hi, Dad. My dad's here. Papa's in the house.
Hi, Papa.
So there are many biscuit recipes out there if you scour the internet. Lots of different options, lots of different techniques, which is great. This is the one
Biscuit?
So you've got 2 in each bowl?
Yeah. Biscuit?
Shortcake. So they call it a shortcake, but it's also sort of a biscuit dough. Okay, so I'm going to put our flour.
Wait, should I do that soda? Baking soda?
Yep.
So 2 of these.
No, so this is half of this. So this is half of a teaspoon. So we're going to use
one.
one.
So 1 of these.
No, half of that.
Oh.
Right. So just fill it up halfway. So 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda. I'm confusing Valerie because she's filling up both of our bowls. And it's funny how I'm doing this on. Yeah, go ahead. So baking soda is sort of essential in this recipe because it makes the shortcakes puff and it'll stay a little bit light and fluffy.
And then 1 tablespoon of powder. With that
Yep, 1 big tablespoon of baking powder.
Is this 1 teaspoon? This is 1.
Yeah, you could use a mixer if you want, Shauna, absolutely, but you're gonna cut in the
tablespoon.
Oh, perfect. Thank you, Valerie. So you can use a mixer. This one though, we're gonna cut the butter in with our hands. So if you wanted to use a mixer, that's fine. I find that it's almost, but I know you have that new mixer and you really want to give it a good workout, so go ahead and use the mixer.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about my friend William.
And then more for you.
Right, so 1 tablespoon. I don't want to confuse anyone with all of our little banter. So 2 cups of flour, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, and then 1 teaspoon of salt. So 1 full one of those.
So, and then sugar.
So this is super standard, and
One full?
1 full one, yep.
And then sugar. Oh.
And the sugar, yep. So super standard biscuit recipe right here. This one's gonna have a little bit more sugar.
So 1 of these.
So 1/4 cup of
sugar.
Sugar.
Sugar's a lot easier to shake.
Yes, it is. So then we're gonna add 1/4 of a cup of sugar. Very nice. Very nice. So 1/4 cup. So then I'm gonna. Thank you. I'm actually gonna leave a little bit on the side because when we're done with when they're. No, this is just a sprinkle on top of the biscuit. So I'm just gonna leave a little bit. No, we don't need. Okay, so now what do you think we're gonna do next? Nope. So we're gonna stir this up. We're gonna stir up our dry ingredients. So incorporate all of those ingredients, the baking soda, the baking powder, the sugar, the salt, and the flour, so that each bite has a little bit of those things so that it goes together. Okay, so that's a quick mix. So now, hold on, I'm just gonna do.
I want to see the butter thingies.
Oh, So here we go, Valerie. You want it, so you just need...
this is a tablespoon, so 6.
Right, so can you just find 6 tablespoons and then cut
6.
right there at the 6? Oh, I've got butter everywhere. Right, so cut a nice line down at that 6th line. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah?
Oh, this one?
Yeah, it should be that one. Sometimes the packages are a little off because...
Like that?
Yep. So you're getting 3/4 of the stick.
Oh, this is a good knife.
Yep. I'm going to get rid of some of these ingredients.
Watch.
Here we go. Thank you, Perk. You want to do another one? Give yourself a little more practice?
The butter thing, the butter drawer.
6, that line right there. We'll put it back in the butter drawer after. And I'm going to grab a butter knife. So you don't need a fancy or super sharp knife to do this work because we're not finely dicing it. So we've got our 6 tablespoons of butter.
We have so much butter.
So all you're going to do is just cube it up into smaller pieces.
I want to do that. This is my knife.
Okay. So everyone's going to do their own. So unpeel your butter stick, and I'm just doing it sort of on my counter. I don't know if you can see, I've got all sorts of stuff happening here. And I'm just going to make smaller pieces.
Okay.
So it can honestly be as big or small as you want, but we're going to go in there and cut the butter with our fingers. So I've got my 6 tablespoons of butter in just smaller little bites, and I'm just going to put it right in my bowl. What's that? Yep, just watch your little fingers. So Valerie's cutting up her 6 tablespoons of butter. Yes. 1 teaspoon of salt.
This is fun.
This is fun. It's actually really fun to sort of stop your day,
This one's smooth.
do a little baking, prep your dessert for dinner tonight or snack afternoon. Yep, so put it all in. And just here, I'll take the knife because you don't need it after that. Perky.
Here. Oh, what's it? I'm gonna wash my hands.
No, you don't have to wash your hands because what we're doing is we're gonna dig right into our bowl and cover up a little of all of that butter with flour, and then we're just gonna break up the butter bits. So use your fingertips, break it up.
Make this piece small.
And so it's sort of easy. You can just use your fingers. Those are sort of like the most perfect tools.
Why is butter smushy?
Butter's smushy because when it melts, it becomes melted butter. So all you do is just, we've done this before. If you've been baking with us for the past few months, we did this with the scones. We did this method with the biscuits with the honey butter. And so this is sort of a very classic baking method that everyone should know how to do, regardless of if you do have a hand mixer, you want to make a bigger. So if you're making a bigger batch, I would totally do that too. But with your mixer, Waxman's, totally fine. Just put it on a low setting and let the butter, incorporate itself into the flour. So
Easier.
it is easier. It is. But it's nice to know how to do things from scratch, which is by hand. So we're gonna do this. So what you're looking for, you're just gonna break up that butter and just so that it's almost the size or less than the size of a pea. And so if you can see my hands, I'm just gonna use my hands as little sifters to kind of catch the bigger butter pieces.
I could do that.
And you can do that, so that's how you know where you have to go. So you can so the idea is we don't want to overwork the butter too much where it becomes soft and melts. So we just want to use our fingertips and gingerly just go about our day here. Just go right in there and just I'm just really almost like what is this sort of motion like?
Sifting?
Sifting, just breaking it up. Breaking it
I
up.
could do that too.
I hope everyone is having a great day. So far, we are. It's nice to
It's sort of chunky.
It's sort of chunky, so that's when you use your fingertips, honey, and let it catch. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And honestly, if there's a couple of pieces that are larger than the others, it's okay. It's truthfully okay. It'll just melt. Okay, so we've got our fingers slightly covered in a little flour and buttery bits. Slightly.
Slightly.
Is it major?
It's all covered in
All right, so pop yours around, so just to move it around. She's got it. All right, so for those of us who are working at my speed, I'm going to talk to you the next ingredient. For those who are working at Valerie's speed.
Working at your speed.
Is it too fast?
Well, I don't know.
Is it too
Is it too fast?
Is it too fast? So, the next step, I will talk slower. The next
Thank
step
you.
is to measure out 1 cup of your cream. And honestly, if you didn't have cream, I have the cream because I bought it because we're gonna make the whipped cream. But if you just, if you just had milk, you know, go ahead and use it. And I'm gonna tell you a secret. This is half and half that I'm using in the biscuits, and which is half milk, half cream. Because I happen to just have it. I get this food box, dairy box from Daily Produce in Hartford, Connecticut every Tuesday, and it always comes with heavy cream. And I don't think I've ever bought half. Yes. I might mix yours up though. Valerie's gonna step off to go wash her hands. So I've got my 1 cup of cream here, and my other cup for Valerie's mix here. And I'm gonna set this aside. I'm gonna just kind of take 1 second and tidy up my workspace. There we go. Because now is the time when we get to mix our dough together. So after we mix our dough together, we're gonna turn it out onto our countertop. So I'd like you just create a little workspace, a little clean off your workspace if possible. Now, I will tell you, and my sister and my dad will concur, that we grew up, our shortcakes, we ate a lot of that Bisquick pancake dough. You can honestly make it into anything. So we had that a lot. Don't you remember that, Kenny? We had those Bisquick strawberry shortcakes, which kind of, I think you just add water, honestly, to that mix. So we're adding in your cup of cream, and you're stirring. Can we mix milk and cream? Yeah, absolutely. So we're stirring, so I just added that, and you're stirring it up. And you really want to incorporate. There we go. You're going to really stir it up so that all of that, here we go. All of that gluten is sort of absorbed. What's that? I'm going to actually step off to wash my hands too. And I want you to do, so we're doing 2 things right now. We are mixing in our cream. And if you've done that, you're going to see that your batter, it's almost like a drop biscuit. So just pour that cream in. Yep. And I want you to go ahead and get I can't even speak right now, a sheet pan so you can line it with parchment if you have one. I need to purchase a scraper like your white one. Oh, you know what? I got, this is my bench scraper. I got it at a restaurant supply store in Hartford. It was about 10 cents. I'm not even joking. It's right off Rainier Road.
Like 5.
They might have them, and they have all different ones. They have metal ones. They have other sort of ones. But you can sort of spend as much or as little as you want on one of these things. I even think you can look on like the King Arthur Flour website or Cookshop's website. So stir it all up, and you'll see it's getting pretty thick. So if your dough's looking a little loose, just keep stirring it together and give that the gluten a little, the flour a little time to absorb some of that moisture, and then it puffs a little bit. I mean, sort of. Oh, that's okay. So this dough is going to be slightly sticky. And Valerie's got hers. And you want, maybe I'll give you a little, run a little spatula?
Yep. Wait, let me see this.
Yes. So this is what's good. So this dough is not tough. It's not tough at all. So that's good because that's what we want. We want a nice, soft shortcake biscuit. Sorry, I'm just wiping my fingers. So that's good. There's a couple ways that we could do this next step. I'm going to experiment with a couple of things. Now, if you want to roll out, maybe we'll have Valerie do it one way and I'll do it the other way.
Can you help me?
Sure. I'm going to just give it yeah, it's okay. All right. Now, if you want to do it, depending on how you're serving, and if you want to do it as more of a drop biscuit, that is great. You can do that too. So maybe I'll have Valerie do drop biscuits and I will roll ours.
I'll roll mine.
Okay, then I'll do the drop biscuits. So we're not gonna argue about our biscuits, are we? So if you have, I'm showing two different methods here. So why don't you? I'm gonna get this out of the view. So if you have a cookie scoop, this is I don't know, what is it? It's a 2-ounce one. You can do a couple of different methods. You can get sort of a heaping scoop, and on your cookie tray, you can drop it like that. Now, she's just discovering a lemon juicer. I'm not really sure why she's in that area. Now, I'm going to get a little more flour. Oh, that's right back here. Oh, this isn't the time to go through the cabinets. Okay. So, you can also do this. So if your dough is a little bit wet, which actually mine was, I maybe went a little bit over 1 cup on mine, but it's okay because this is why these are so rustic and awesome. So I've got a little bit of flour, and Valerie, I'm just going to shape this because I really like to show this part. So I'm sort of gathering it. I just put a little bit of flour on my fingertips because Valerie's dough was perfect. Her dough was perfect. But truthfully, I don't want anyone to ever get stressed out when they're baking. So if your dough was a little bit too wet, we're gonna do like the drop biscuits and have it look a little bit more rustic. Now what we're gonna do here, we don't wanna add too much flour to the dough itself, but, oh wait, so I'm having a little, figuring out the angle of the Chromebook video, and what you're actually seeing is the opposite of what we're actually doing. Very funny. So I'm gonna make this little dough, this log, into a rectangle, and I'm visualizing 8 to 10 pieces. It just truthfully depends on how many people that you want to serve, and once you make this the first time. So Valerie, are you having a dough party or a flour party?
Yeah, I found a little bit of dough.
So I've got this rectangle here. It's about 2.5 inches by, I don't know, 6 inches, 6 or 7 inches. So I'm going to make squares in this one because I just think truthfully, it's just easier. It's easier to just cut and you don't have to re-roll the scraps. And granted, this is just the way I do it. I'm sure there are so many different ways to do it. So I've got these two. Oh, actually, yeah, sure, you can. Oh, perfect. That was like 7 inches. And it was, yep, they're about 1.5 inches thick. These are, because they're going to puff up a little bit.
Ruler.
So, I'm going to make, I'm going to make 4. I'm going to make,
you can touch them.
So I'm going to make 8 shortcakes. Like this.
Could you just make a giant one?
You certainly could make a giant one. I mean, that would be...
And just giant circles?
Now, Valerie, would you like to cut these into 4? So what I would do is cut it in half and then cut the half in half.
Half and half.
Mm-hmm.
You
saw an ad for half and half on the highway?
Yeah.
So, Valerie's going to put hers there.
There, I got 4.
I'm going to do my drop biscuits. Just a couple on the other.
This is big.
It is. They are. So I'm going to do 3.
Why
don't you put them here? We're going to have to find someone to share these with.
Maybe our neighbors.
So Valerie's dough was not that sticky. Mine was sort of sticky. So, but I'm glad that I showed you this. So I'm going to do the rest of that later because we don't need all of these shortcakes. I'm not sure what you can quite see. So these ones right here are my drop biscuits. They're just like or you could just use a spoon. Really standard drop biscuit. I'm just using my fingertip to sort of pat in any of the little.
And these are mine.
Yeah, exactly. And those are Valerie's. Look at those gorgeous things.
They're square.
So we're going to brush these with a little bit of cream and sprinkle them with sugar. And I'm going to open up or if you've already opened up your cream because you were using the cream that you're going to finish, we're going to keep whipping up into our...
Mine are about 2 inches long, 2 inches thick.
They're absolutely beautiful.
Yes, I have a ruler.
Okay, so we're going to do this. We're going to brush them with cream, and we're going to sprinkle them with sugar. So Valerie, would you like to do that? And you just wash your hands? So we're in our own home kitchen here, so we are going to just dip our fingertips and brush the top. So they don't have to be dripping wet, but just brush the top. It's great if it's cold. That's good, nice cold cream. Yep. And then I'll follow behind you and sprinkle the sugar.
No, I want to do the last 3.
Oh, okay, go ahead. So you can actually do it all. You can do it all.
Yeah.
So brush with sugar, brush with cream, and sprinkle with sugar. So that'll just help a little golden brown a little golden browning on the top. Oh, good, Rich. Me too. I wasn't sure if I could even could even do this on the Chromebook, and I think maybe we found a winner here, and hopefully there's not even any glitches or delays. Oh, so what? Oh, the towel. Sure, Valerie. Those look beautiful.
Now the sugar.
You can get all of them. Oh, that's okay, honey. We are not crying over spilled sugar, especially in this house. You want to talk them through what you're doing?
I'm sprinkling sugar on my square, what do they call it?
Shortcake.
Shortcake things.
They look beautiful. So your oven should be nicely preheated, and it is. So these are going to bake for about 8 to 10 minutes, and we will, check them. Valerie, come on, let's go. Let's go with the theatrics. She's a showboat. So what I'm going to do while Valerie's finishing creaming and sugaring.
Should I spray sugar on yours?
Yeah, all of these too. So I did the drop biscuit style.
Oh, I forgot these two.
Yep, go ahead, honey. So we are going to tidy up and clean off our workstation so that we can get our strawberries sliced and our whipped cream whipped. So it's actually nice.
These look like ice cream.
They do look like little ice cream balls. So it's great to try different shapes. You could make them into biscuit cutters. I sort of like the little mound of the.
Wait, one more?
Sure, honey.
I got a tissue.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Put the cream. I'm going to put them all the way around here.
Yep. So that cream, there's a sugar in cream and a little bit of sugar, and so that'll also help with the browning. So we're not looking for deep dark brown, just like golden brown. So Valerie, what do you think? A last sprinkle of sugar, and we'll pop these in the oven. Very, very nice. Want to say anything else?
No.
No.
I didn't say it like that.
Right as we were about to start this, the neighbor came over and asked her if she wanted to jump in her trampoline. And I said, no, Valerie, no. So we got over that. She can go as soon as it's over. So we're going to put these in the oven and
the towel over there.
set the timer.
Can I put the knife in the sink?
Yep, you can. Oh, wait. If it's the green knife, I want to wash that because I want to use it for the strawberries.
Okay.
Okay, so set our timer for 10 minutes. And that's great. So what we're going to do, so Valerie,
doing that?
well, I'm going to clean off the countertop, and if you want to,
Do what?
I'm going to use the rest of that sugar for the strawberry. So I'm one of those people, if you were going to say, Lindsay, let's make strawberry shortcake, I would not, this is me now, I would not put a ton of sugar on the strawberries.
I would definitely.
And Valerie's just saying she would definitely put a lot of sugar, but
Sugar.
I've had strawberries of all levels of sugared, and I know that I just sort of more like the fresh tasting, but I know that the sugar helps release a lot of those extra juices. So we're going to sort of find a happy medium, and whatever you do at in your own kitchen is whatever you want to do. So I never go too crazy with the sugar, because also I know that we're going to add some sugar to the whipped cream, and the biscuits have a little bit of sugar. So these can truthfully be as sweet or as not as, lightly sweetened. So Valerie, would you like to do you want to carry over the berries?
The cream.
I've got the cream, honey.
The cap isn't on one.
So Valerie, do you want to carry over the strawberries and the cutting board? So what we need now is just a small bowl for your strawberries.
Not that. Where's the other thing? Oh, we used it all.
Yeah, we used it all.
Oh.
I've got a bowl of strawberries. How many minutes at 4:50? So Karen, hi Karen. They're gonna bake for like 10 minutes, 10 to 12. We just gotta watch because 4:50 is pretty hot.
Who's Karen?
Karen is Auntie Kenny's sister-in-law.
Oh.
Yeah, we're getting the whole family history here. So Abby, how did I cut them? Hopefully you're past this. So I just made the dough. It was just saying it was ready.
Oh.
So just form the dough.
Is this mine?
Perky, I'm telling you something. Just form the dough into a rectangle and then cut it in half, and then cut that part in half. So then you have four small rectangles, and then cut those in half. It's a lot of fractions today. Yeah, we were just about to get to that part.
So this is my cutting glove, so I don't cut my fingers. So, and usually they're like adult size, but my mom found a pink, like, small one.
Yep. So go ahead and put it on, Perky, and show them how you use it. Good question. You're gonna if you're a kid or you're a mom and dad or parent and you want your kids to do more in the kitchen, but you're nervous that they're going to injure themselves, which is a valid worry. They make these kids cutting gloves they're petite size, all different sizes, and they make adult sizes. So that when you cut things, you don't cut your finger off, which is great.
I put it on the hand holding the fruit.
Oh, you got it. Okay, good, Abby. So you're going to put it on the hand that's holding the fruit.
Okay, can I see this?
And the hand that is bare is holding the knife, right? So that it's not wiggling around. So Valerie's just going to start cutting.
Cut the green part off.
So you're going to cut the green part off, but I'll show you a way to kind of preserve. So you can cut off. Yep, you can do that.
Can I just cut that triangle of it off?
You're gonna if you're not really used to cutting strawberry, why don't you just do a slice and then I'll show you how to keep as much of the berry as possible. Yep.
Yeah.
So then so Valerie just cut off the top, like the green part.
Like that.
Yep. And why did you put it down like that?
Because it's easier to cut because it's like stable.
Right. So it's stable. So then why don't you do it like this, and then you just cut it down the line.
This.
No, hold. You can hold the fruit.
Oh, okay. I can't know.
There you go. Sorry. Sometimes it's hard to visualize unless you're doing it yourself. And so now she's visualized. So you can make these in dices or cubes or honestly halves or whatever you'd like.
And where do I put them?
So you can put them right in this bowl right here, Perky. Yes. Okay. Actually, I want to put this. Oh, I want you to watch her. Okay. Here, maybe I'll move you down a little bit. Do you want to move down on your thing so that you can get a little closer? Perfect. All right. So
wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's good. So Valerie's going to cut, I'll slice them and they don't have to be perfect. I'm not one of those perfectionists where, if we were working in a fine dining restaurant and this was a featured dessert, of course you would have a little more care. But this is something, it's more rustic. It's a summery dessert. So we're really just going to slice them up and put them in a bowl and then sprinkle some sugar on there. How many strawberries per shortcake? So now
as many as you want.
Right, so take it from Valerie. You can do as many, depending on how big you want this thing. I would probably cut maybe 3 strawberries per shortcake, give or take a little bit. Once they're all in the bowl and they kind of get macerated, so that's that word that happens when you put sugar on fruit and it kind of the juices sort of start coming out of it and it gets very, very juicy. So that's sort of called macerating strawberries. You can macerate any sort of berries. So truthfully, it's however many you would like. Always, when I was a kid, there was just never enough strawberries because it's just so good when you're getting that perfect bite of shortcake, whipped cream, and strawberry. It's just the best tasting thing I think there is.
Oh, I made those thin.
That's great. That's perfect, Valerie. As thin as you want. Thin or thick as you want.
It's fun cutting them.
It is, and this is you sort of having, putting your own creativity on this and how you want to slice your berries. So I'm not going to critique too much there. So I've got 4 minutes left on my shortcakes, and I am going to get my hand mixer. And also, if you have a regular mixer, you can certainly use a regular mixer. I'm going to plug it in.
These ones are thin too.
They are thin. So I've got a hand mixer. This is, oh my gosh, I've had this for longer than I've been married, I think. And
how does it still work?
It still works because it's just one of those things, and you don't hand mixers. You don't really use them all the time. So go ahead, keep slicing your berries. I'm going to tell the neighbors that. Hey guys, Julia, we're doing this.
That's the neighbors.
All right, she'll come out and find you when she's done.
I thought that you should have shut the door.
I did. It's okay. All right, we got rid of the neighbors, everyone. Everyone's on the street looking for fun. Ooh, do you normally put a little shortcake in? Yes. I mean, a little lemon juice? You can. I've never done that. Is that something I'm missing? Let me know, Karen. I haven't done sugar lemon juice in with my strawberries.
Wait.
Just keep going. It's just Callie. It's okay.
Should I let her in?
So, now, I'm going to just show you something. So, Valerie's cut off the green top.
Oh, I know what to do. Can we just cut that?
Exactly, Perk. So now you can just go around and keep as much fruit as you can. Like I said, there can be all sorts of shapes and sizes in your strawberry bowl. It's not a big deal. And you want to do it on that one? There's a lot of juicy fruit on that one. Juicy fruit. That's you won't know that, Valerie, but it's a gum.
No.
Juicy fruit.
No, didn't Vance pick up for
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna start.
It's not gum.
I'm actually just oh, nice. I just took a peek in. I've got 2 minutes left on the biscuits, but I just peeked in. They need more time. Oh, sure, Karen. You can then put in some lemon. Go right ahead. So I'm gonna get started on our whipping cream. Now, I have lots to say about homemade whipped cream. I use homemade whipped cream. I make it a lot for cakes, for cake fillings. I do not ever put gelatin or another stabilizer in my whipped cream. I just don't. I've made it, what I do is I add a little bit of powdered sugar, confectioner sugar. I think people just think that it's all of a sudden just gonna like push down and mush down. I have made huge 10-inch vanilla cakes, like 3 or 4 layers of vanilla cake with and you just make a huge bowl of whipping cream and confectioner sugar and just
How
whip
many
it.
strawberries am I going to cut?
You can keep going because we'll eat this
Like
later.
all of them?
Yeah, do you want to clean up these ones too?
I will after.
Yeah, I would just say cut a few more and then we can offer the neighbors some.
Yeah, then we can, yeah, that's why should I cut all of them?
Yeah. We should have a shortcake sale for charity.
That's a good
So
idea.
anyway, so if you whip that cream until it's really thick, not butter thick, you're not going that far, but if you whip it till it's really, really thick and you layer it in between vanilla cake or white cake, and it'll stay like overnight in the fridge if you were going to serve it the next day. So what it does is actually help the cake stay nice and moist, and I've never ever had an issue with that I've never put gelatin or stabilizer
I'm just
in
gonna
the
put it
cream.
back in the bowl.
Now, Abby, good question. Abby asks, should we make the whipped cream later if we're having it later? No, I would make it right now, Abby, and then you're gonna cover it and you're gonna put it in the fridge. So this is one of those things, people just may think it's just gonna like instantly start melting or evaporating. It will if you leave it out, but you can make it and I would say make it with us, and then you're just gonna cover it with plastic wrap and then put it in the fridge. So I'm gonna eyeball my cream. You can make
Something done.
Oh, something is done. It's our timer. Let me check our biscuits, our shortcakes. Oh yeah. All right, so this is our first.
Oh, yours got big.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna just show you. These are not done yet, but I don't want to burn myself, obviously. So this is what my first batch looked like, and you can see.
I have to open the microwave first. Stop.
I love the little round scoop of the drop style biscuit. It does still look like an ice cream scoop. It's right there. But they're not done yet, so I'm putting them back in. Woo! But I'm just going to peek on the bottom, and the bottoms are getting nicely browned. Yes, 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 yes. So I'm going to just rotate.
These strawberries are making the fingers in my glove pink.
I'm going to rotate and put them in for, I don't know, for 4 minutes, and then that should actually be it. It should be maybe 3 or 4 minutes. Watch your oven. If your shortcakes got pretty brown, I would maybe even reduce the heat to 350 and then just like ride it out for the next 4 or 5 minutes to make sure the center is cooked. But I liked mine were only golden brown on the bottom. So I'm gonna eyeball this here. That was probably about. You can make as much cream as you would like, but since I know how many people are going to be eating these.
You don't know how many people are going to be eating it.
No, but I'm just going to make enough, and then I'll just put the cream in the fridge because it's so quick to make. I'll just make some more later, but I'm going to put it right back in the fridge. So that was about a cup of cream. If you have the recipe set, so honestly, if you bought a pint of cream, just 2 cups, 1 cup for the recipe for the shortcakes, and then 1 cup for the whipped cream, then you're all set there. And note, in the grocery stores, they sort of try and confuse you and actually charge more. You'll see heavy whipping cream and a heavy cream and then whipping cream. And at my grocery store, they're right next to each other, and they are the same thing. And the one that I got,
Heavy whipping cream is the same thing as whipping cream.
no, there's one that just says heavy cream, and then it also, I know because I'm this is what I do. So I've seen that, and the whipping cream is 30 cents less. So get that one. It's the same thing. It does the same thing. Actually, I'm going to pour the rest of that little cream that we use for our... So I've got my hand mixer. I just put about 2 to 3 tablespoons of confectioner's sugar. Again, this is really to taste. And I'm going to just move the strawberries away in case it starts spitting. And it honestly doesn't matter if it gets on the strawberries because it's going there anyway. So I'm just going to sort of... And Valerie, do you want to clean up some of those berries since we have time right now? Woo! We're going to have a little whipped cream party because you can see. And if you have a stand mixer, put it in the stand mixer and just use the whisk. And I just wanted to say while we're doing this, congratulations to all my West Hartford kids on your last day of school. And everyone who's moving on to middle school, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud. So enjoy it. Enjoy the summer, and I'm going to just keep moving up as it's getting thicker in my bowl. I am gonna, woo.
All over the table.
That's okay. It's gonna splatter a little bit. It's okay. We gotta clean the counter anyway. How much sugar? William, why don't you put 2 or 3 tablespoons? And then you know what, since it's your house, you can sort of, once it gets a little thicker, you can taste it and see if you like it. I don't like it highly sweetened, maybe because I'm a mom and I'm old.
I do.
And right, so Valerie would probably add like a cup of sugar, but you don't need it. You don't need it.
So much better.
So mine is already getting thick, but we want to take this to the point. So it just depends. If you just wanted a nice little dreamy dollop of cream that's going to start melting on that like hot biscuit, then you would stop there. But if you're going to make this and keep it later, like Abby, if you're going to have this for dessert tonight, we're going to mix it to the point where it's pretty stiff. And mine, woo. So, I'm going to do this.
Don't do that.
It's not going to go anywhere.
Oh, I've seen some people.
Okay, that's how you know.
I've seen someone put that on their head.
We could. And perfect timing because my timer just went off. Oh yes, so I think that was all that they needed because now, oh my gosh, these little beauties. So, I have a light behind my Chromebook so you can't really see how gorgeous these are in person. But they're looking more white than they actually are.
Put the light down.
No, that's okay. So, hold on. I want to just show everybody.
Oh, it's hard.
So, bottom, golden brown. I can tell because it's nice and light that the center is done. And wow. And there's also a couple, it's going to carry over cook for a few minutes since it's still on a very, very hot tray. So these biscuits, I am so happy with these guys. And I can't tell what I like more. If I like my little ice cream scoop one, or
I like mine more.
I do, but they all kind of sort of puffed up, and it's very rustic and kind of natural looking, which is really, really the coolest part. So now, some people, I'm going to turn my oven off because it's approaching 80 degrees in West Hartford, and it's a little bit warm, so get your ovens off as soon as you can. So I've got my cream whipped. I've got my daughter here working away. And I think so, yeah, that's perfect, Valerie. You could just keep slicing and dicing all day long. So my whipped cream is like this. It's a big blob.
Pile of strawberries.
There's Valerie's strawberries. So the very last thing you can do is you can sprinkle on this sugar and then stir it up.
All of it?
All of it. Because it was really only like a tablespoon. So then gently stir it together. And
not this one.
Why not? Oh, there was a tiny blemish on the berry. Not good. Not good. We couldn't possibly eat that. Okay. Now, I am so happy with these. Now, if you have no control like me, you will have your shortcake now. And you can taste it when it's like right out of the oven, and we'll assemble it. If you're gonna have one, you might want to taste one, right? So I'm gonna get a couple of, Valerie, are you tasting now?
What?
Are you gonna taste a shortcake now?
Sure.
Sure. Okay, maybe I'll bring these back up.
I'm just separating the strawberry slices together. So they all get sugar.
I'm gonna move this down just a teeny bit so you can sort of see what's going on here. Okay, you don't need to do anything too fancy. Yep, go ahead and wash your hands. So we've got our berries. Now, so you would normally let these. We're gonna let these sit. Valerie, just open the towel drawer, honey. There's honey in there. So we've mixed up these strawberries, and already I can see that they are soaking up that sugar. So I've got my sugar, my cream, my whipped cream. I'm gonna clean up as much as I can. And I think, Valerie, which one would you like to taste?
Let's taste the smallest one.
The smallest one? Here, this looks good. So I've got the smallest one here for Valerie.
Can I put the whipped cream there?
Yes. So I'm going to actually almost as because I see a little bit of layers there. Almost you could break it apart. Ooh, yes, and it's perfectly. I don't know if you can actually really see that, but it's perfectly cooked. Okay, so you want to make a sandwich because it's going to have a little
make a sandwich.
hat on it.
So could I put some of this in the middle?
So why don't you put some? You can honestly.
I know what to do.
So berries down first and then cream?
Why?
I don't know, maybe because the berries will soak in. I'll do one way and you do one the other way.
I want to do the cream first. I'm doing it my way.
Sure. I'm not going to argue with her. She's going to do it her way. I'm going to put some berries on top of the warm biscuit.
Spreading the cream out over them.
Oh. And a dollop of whipped cream. And it just depends. So if you're going to wait and have a nice, when the biscuits are cold, you could make a nice big sandwich. And I'm just propping mine on the side a little bit. And then, of course, I always put a little cream on top and a couple more berries. And this is not supposed to look like the most glamorous thing ever. Actually, that looks pretty awesome to me. So we've got our 2 layers of biscuit, our biscuit sandwich, and our strawberries. And I'm actually going to taste right here on camera. I never do that.
Mommy, look it.
Oh, Valerie, it looks amazing. And so because these biscuits are super, super hot, the cream is going to melt. But if you're just going to have a little taste or if you're just going to make these later, make the cream for later, it's not going to melt because your biscuit will be cold. Mmm. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you joined us today. It's summer. We're here together. And I didn't even mention, next week, we're doing a nighttime baking class on Thursday, June 25th. We're making s'mores brownies and a special nighttime baking class for kids, for adults, for anyone, Valerie and myself. We're making s'mores brownies. And we'll send all the info out about that coming up. I believe it's at 7 o'clock. So hopefully you can join us for that. If not, you can watch the video of it after the fact. So next week, we're not doing a Tuesday, 1 o'clock. We're doing a Thursday at 7 p.m. because we're trying to mix it up. So stay on the lookout for that. And if you follow me on Instagram at Lindsay Culinary or Facebook, you can get a sneak peek of what the s'mores brownies look like because I made them. I made a test batch last week and they really are good. So everyone, Valerie, what do you have to say? Just thumbs up. Strawberry shortcake face. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, Mandel JCC. Thank you all of my weekly bakers and my new friends and my old friends and my family and everyone for coming. Have a wonderful week. And so I will see you again on Thursday the 25th for s'mores brownies. So it's going to be 7 o'clock at night. We're doing a special summer nighttime baking event. So would you reheat the biscuits if you're eating them after dinner? Great question, Valerie. I wouldn't because I like a nice cold strawberry shortcake. You certainly can. I probably wouldn't. So it's really, really up to you. So anyway, thank you all so much. You can find me at Lindsay Culinary on Facebook or Instagram if you want to keep the culinary conversation rolling. So thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thanks, Karen. Thanks, Irene. Oh, good. I'm so glad, Barb. I'm so glad that you guys like them. Valerie, do you want to say anything else?
I'm eating.
She's eating, and I think that really speaks for itself. So I am going to log off here, and I'm so glad that you came to bake with us today. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
You're still on.
Bye. Yeah, because you wait for a second because